Yo, hit away
Yo,
hurts. Back to you with a
Hey.
new guest.
what is up? What is up, everybody? We actually remembered the number guest we're on. We're on guest number 4, and we have Nikita with us. How are you, Nikita?
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. No worries. So, special shout out to Nikita. She actually raised awareness for Are You Okay Day today. So, make sure everybody ask your friends, ask your family, are you okay? We're going through a fucking really bad lockdown, and
100%.
probably everyone needs the support. Now, on a lighter note, Nikita, welcome to Hit It Where It Hurts.
Hey, thanks for having me.
No worries, no worries. So let's start off with what you do and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I am a singer from the southeast suburbs of Melbourne. I, um, yeah, I sing as a hobby. I've
Yeah,
sang for like most of my life.
yeah,
So, and yeah.
fair enough. And how did you start making music?
So it all started, I think, in high school of year 7 and 8. I I did music lessons with one of my favorite teachers. Her
Yeah,
name is actually Lisa Sutton. We used GarageBand, and like it was so fun because you get to make your own melodies, and like
yeah, yeah,
I still have it actually on my iPad. But
yeah. And
yeah,
did you have like the toy guitar thing that goes with it or no?
quite it.
Like, isn't there like a toy guitar that you plug in and stuff, and then you go with?
No,
Nah, you
no,
don't use that.
nah.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So how was it getting into singing and what made you get into it?
So I've been brought up surrounded by music. Like
Yeah.
I used to watch every season of The Voice, even like Australia's Got Talent, America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
I just had a very uplifting musical upbringing, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Right,
definitely.
right. And like, what genre of music are you mostly interested in?
So I love any genre except for rock and metal.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
It's quite rough on the ears, you tell me.
yeah, for sure.
But mainly pop and R&B and indie are my favorite top three.
It's nice. Yeah, we're fans of pop and R&B.
Yeah, they're good, eh?
All the
Yeah.
new stuff, 100%. So Nikita, we'll start with the first question, right? So what's your goal and like what are you hoping to get out of this podcast?
Basically, informing those who are aspiring singers to get up their ass and do what they're passionate about. Like, it only
100%.
takes, yeah.
100%. Love that. Love that. Mark, do you have anything to say? Because I know you're waiting to say something.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I wanted to know, like, how long have you been singing for? Because I know, like, you post some covers on Instagram. How long have you kind of been doing that now?
Um, Ever since I was like 17 or 18, like I
Yeah.
still look back and scroll through my Instagram,
Mm.
and like I've seen videos of me like when I was much younger, probably like 17 and 18.
Right. And like, so have you always been singing on social media, or have you done any like live performances? Have you kind of looked into doing an event or something like that?
So at my recent high school, I did live performances at assemblies. I did a live performance with my singing school with that was earlier this month in
Yeah.
March, and then
Yeah.
lockdown happened.
Mm.
And what can you
Um,
do? Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, but I've done live performances. I did choir at my other high school.
Hmm.
Well, I moved to different high schools, so
Fair
yeah.
enough. Fair enough. And
Awesome.
yeah.
And like going through the singing journey, what are some struggles that you face every day?
Like criticism, like I got this anonymous message from someone saying, "Oh, um, what was
It was like
something
hey or
about
something.
me."
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, it was like, hey, yeah.
Mm.
But I
Yeah,
try to move past that and say that and see the better light, because like that can't bring you down.
For sure.
100%.
For sure. And it's like, the more you do well, the more haters you're gonna get. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like,
exactly.
when you start to get haters, like when we get people commenting on our shit that are like talking straight shit and no constructive criticism, we know we're doing something good, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so like always never take that shit to heart and just keep going at where you're going at. So
Thank you.
you know, what drew you to start posting about music? You know, like it takes a lot of courage to kind of go on screen, like what is a digital screen now, and kind of really sing and
sure.
like let your heart out. What kind of motivated you and inspired you to do that?
Like friends of mine, like they've been telling me, oh, you should totally sing on your socials,
Yeah.
get inspired and stuff like that, get noticed.
Mm.
And
And
like
yeah,
even my family, they're encouraging me to do the same thing.
yeah, for sure. I mean, like right now, social media, like we always talk about it, and everyone
Yeah.
watching our podcast is like, bro, shut the fuck up about social media. But like social media is so important right now, you know, like it starts off with just your family, you know, you're singing to yourself, and then you kind of let the whole world know about, you know, your passion and like what you do really well. And
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I'm hoping through this podcast, people can maybe find your page and kind of connect with you and really get to know you and your music. How important do you think social media has been to like kind of promote your reach?
So important. Like if it weren't for social media and all the encouragement I got, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like I find, as you said,
Mm.
social media is so important these days,
for sure.
especially during lockdown and COVID and everything.
Yeah,
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 definitely.
yeah.
Have you done any like shows outside, like say before COVID and stuff like that? Was there any shows that you've done?
No, but I did. I remember in primary school,
Mm.
I no, actually, I did this thing called I was a feature on this show called Stress for Running Away.
Yeah.
I actually remember vividly that oh no, that was dancing. But anyway, this was in my near my dad's primary school, and this girl was driving by in the
Yeah.
city, and then um we were I was looking at the camera when I wasn't supposed to,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like I was running, I was galloping with my sister, so that kind of yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
insane.
Fair enough. So like going into like music and stuff, right? Like we could tell that you have a really good voice, that you do have a lot of potential to kind of like let people know about your singing voice. How passionate are you about this music thing, and how serious are you for the people that are watching and really want to support you? What's your goal through, you know, you posting your music, you coming on this podcast and kind of really like revealing yourself?
um so passionate, like I want to be able to go on those big shows like The Voice, The X
Yeah,
Factor,
yeah,
Australia's Got Talent, just like putting myself out there so people know where I came from, where I come from, and where I stand.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
Fair enough.
so
Yes.
passionate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
of course. Like,
I'm gonna ask this because soon, like we're having
Ask away.
we're having a guest that's right now on The Voice. I just wanted to know, are you planning to go any like on The Voice or like Australia's Got Talent? What are your plans on that?
I actually applied
Yeah,
3 times.
mm,
yeah,
yeah,
Didn't get in the first 2 times, but I'm hoping to hopefully get in this third time. But
and
you know,
that's awesome.
what criteria do they base their like rejections and stuff off? Do you know?
I know that you have to have like a sad story
Right.
or
Yeah.
something,
Fair enough. Yeah.
but apart from that, I'm not really sure.
Yeah. But that would
It's
make yeah. Sorry, go.
it's a long audition process. Like I've been
Mm,
told. Yeah, even my friend actually was on The Voice. Like she made it to the top 23, I think, top
right.
24,
Right.
and
Right.
then she did her knockouts, but she didn't get through.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah,
it would be
yeah,
difficult. Like you hear the stories, and like you said, everyone has to have a sad story. And then when they choose, it's like they're gonna choose the person they feel bad the most, not necessarily the person that sings the best.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I like The Voice, but at the end of the day, it's entertainment, right? It's not really a good
It's
indicator
all
of
about
music
selling
success.
and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Which they do well.
exactly,
Like that's why
Yeah.
we're talking about it, right?
Just to everyone out
exactly.
here that's listening and watching, Nikita will be performing for everyone at the end, so make sure to
Make sure you
stay
guys stay
tuned till the end.
tuned. That's it.
So just with all this lockdown and stuff, how are you like taking your music? Are you practicing at home? Are you building up your social media? What's the most thing that you're focusing on right now?
So I'm excited to announce that I wrote a song called Toxic, but it's not
Mhm.
complete yet.
Yeah.
I've been writing, I've been doing covers, I've been watching lots of TV shows and
Yeah.
like
Right.
basically lots of music related stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. To kind of like draw inspiration from and stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. For
So
sure.
so you
Mm.
write your own music, like you're like, you're the writer. Do you produce your own music as well? Like, do you mix it and all that?
No.
Ah, okay, so you get it all done. Yeah, fair enough. And so, like, for everyone, like for your fans and people that do want to start following you, what differentiates your music from other people's music?
That's my voice, I guess. Like it's unique from others.
Yeah,
But I know like I know so many people that so many girls, sorry, that can whistle when they sing, but I
yeah.
can't. So like
So,
it's kind of different. Yeah, it's kind
but
of different.
like, what do you do like that? Like you say, like you want to go on to big shows and stuff. Like, hopefully, like, what what will push you? What do you think personally will push you to that? Like, what is your biggest attribute that people should be looking out for when they're listening to your music?
My confidence for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Love that. And like as we see through a lot of artists that we follow that we like me and Mark.
Mm.
So Mark likes The Weeknd, for example.
Yeah.
I like Drake, and it's not always about their music that makes us like attracted to them. It's also their personality, what they're about, and all that stuff. So again, going back to the question that Mark asked, what differentiates you? What differentiates you from other artists in that aspect? Not just the singing part, but just as a person.
Like what I've experienced, like what my stories.
What makes you different as a person, as a singer? Because everyone will be able to sing to a certain degree, to an extent, but what makes you different? Why should people support you over other singers?
Because of my personality, for sure.
100%. It's always the personality. Like
For sure.
if the personality is good, then the person is good. And then the music ends up being good as well.
Yeah. And it's like being authentic. Like, I think you're a very authentic person. And I
Thanks.
think the confidence does shine through. And confidence is one of the most important things in music. Like, I think being able to express yourself and your passion takes a lot, because you're always you're always being open to being judged, right? You're always open to judgment. And I think
Exactly.
you being able to do that is so important. Um,
For people out there like that are just starting out in the singing industry, do you have any advice for them as they're starting just now?
Just be yourself, just be raw.
Hmm.
Sing what comes to mind. Um, yeah, just go for it.
Just being authentic. Awesome.
for sure.
Yeah.
And so, like, as you know, like, we run Zorus Media, which is like a social media marketing agency. We also help people plan out their businesses. Is there any questions that you have being up and coming right now? And it's like, you're kind of at the start of your career. Is there any questions that like you have in terms of how to build up your career?
Um, some motivation, I guess. Like what motivates you?
Right. Well, for like, this is for everyone listening.
Yeah.
I think one of the main things is that you have to work a lot of days not getting paid. I think that's the most important thing. People always edging for their first payday.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't come after the first month, second month, third month, then they just stop, right?
Mhm.
But when you're edging for customer engagement, or when you're edging for really good interactions with people, I think that will be the motivating point, because doesn't matter what type of quality content that you're releasing, the fact that you're putting it out there and trying to connect with people really matters. Like when like when you shout out like "Are you okay?" day, when you speak to your audience through your stories, that type of thing. That's the thing that really pushes you forward to your consumers. And I think using that as a motivation, and the people that are looking up to you, the people that are expecting you to be doing the music, and also just yourself, like the fact that you started something that a lot of people are too scared to do. Everyone takes the most mundane route in their life, right? Majority of people. You've decided to do something different. And I think you have to applaud yourself for that, even though it becomes harder and you're in such like a massive competitive industry. you still have to say like be grateful that you were able to like push yourself to that level. And I think using that as a motivator would be my best advice. Mark?
Honestly, just jump. Are you on TikTok?
Yeah,
Yeah, just
one of those girls.
make sure like no, that's amazing. Like make sure to use that app to your advantage. Post your music, share with people what you're all about, because at the end of the day, people follow you for you. They're not following you for you to like, they're not following you so they can see a different person. They want to see you, what you're all about, and all that things, like the authenticity as we spoke about. And that's the important thing. And DJ Nessa here said being relatable to your followers is very important as well. Yes, of course, always let your own personality shine. We are all unique, and that's true.
100%.
It's all about that.
Like I always say, like the gap in the market is you,
Thanks.
because there's not going to be another Nikita, right? There's not going to be another Nikita. You're that person to kind of fill that gap in the market. So when you look around, like social media is such a fucking like, it's so bad for your head when you're looking at it sometimes, because you're always looking at all these other musicians
For
who
sure.
who like would have went 20 years, but all you see is the Lambo that they're driving. You don't see everything, right? Like you
Exactly.
don't see the struggle.
Exactly.
So like you could be at that point where you're about to hit gold, but then you give up on the basis of comparing yourself to others. Don't ever do that, because your market and your industry and the way you're going through it is completely different to how everyone else will go through it. And I think you need to
Thanks, yeah.
emphasize that a lot, and like just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, for sure. I actually got 1,721 views on one of my TikToks.
Nice.
So that was a major achievement.
Yeah, for
By the
sure.
way, for all you viewers out there, my TikTok is Nikita Nan Tie, uncapitalized. So go give me a follow.
It will be in the
I'm
description for
yeah,
everyone to
writing
check
it.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a question here, like what motivates you to get up every day and do what you do? Like whether it's like writing songs, making music, posting on your socials, and just doing it.
Just my followers and the support I get from friends, family, and yeah, just support.
Did it take long to get like your first few followers? I mean, you said you've been doing music for a while. What was that breaking point for you to start getting? Because getting like a fan is very different to getting a follower. Like we know a lot of artists who have a lot of followers but don't get that much engagement because no one gives a fuck about their music. What made you kind of make that push, and like what really stepped it up for you with your consumers?
Just more content of me singing, really.
Yeah.
And like even singing covers, and yeah.
And just so we could push forward our point of consistency, do you think you showing up often and posting more often has helped with your engagement and helped like with like people actually wanting to see your shit?
For sure. Yeah.
Mark?
And yeah. Now so about the support and all that shit, a lot of people start things and they follow their passions, but they end up giving up too early because they lose the support of their family and their friends. Now, how has that been for you? Has your family always supported you? Has your friends always like had your back?
Like sometimes I did have doubts, but I know that at the end of the day, you're yourself, and like
Yeah.
being raw and being authentic. It's yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I find that I have been getting no support sometimes, but it's life. That makes sense.
100%.
Of course. And like as I said, like people have gone years without support because like the thing is there could be $1 million idea in IG or in TikTok while you're scrolling, but because they're not clouded enough, everyone's gonna scroll past. You know what I mean? And look at DJ Nessa. So DJ Nessa is a really good DJ who started off on Facebook Lives, right? And she said, I had so many downs, I was nearly going to give up on herself. And obviously the next message she's going to send is that I didn't. And that's why we know about her now. Had she have given up, we would have never known her. She would have never been on Hit It Where It Hurts. And so I think one of the best things about doubts is that it teaches you, like the best way to look at doubts is that you're concerned, which is good. That means you care. Turning that care into positive talk is the difference between the people that make it and the people that don't. Because if you didn't care about your future, if you didn't care about where you're going with what you're doing,
Mhm.
then you wouldn't have doubts, right? Like you just do it
100%.
and just hope to God, right?
100%.
But the fact that you're having those doubts, maybe it's time to turn them into positive talk and having like, you know, aspiring things, right? Like, yeah, I might not be a millionaire right now. I might not have 1 million views on my TikTok, but at least I have these 1, 2, 3 like followers, right? And those 3
Yeah.
followers always follow me, always support me, always like my shit. So that means like you've impacted, like, you know, social media dehumanizes people because we don't get to see people face to face, right? That's 3
100%.
human beings that you're impacting daily, right? And if you can impact
Yeah.
them, then how many people are in this world? I'm not gonna say a number, 4 million or some shit.
8
So,
billion, bro.
8 billion.
Exactly.
8 billion people, and let's say your reach right now is at 1,000. That's 1,000 of 8 billion people that have seen your shit. When obviously when you get more reach and you get more attention, more support, because obviously if you're gonna be posting daily, you're gonna be committed to your supporters, you're going to get that recognition that you think you deserve. It just takes patience and execution, and I think
100%.
that's the best way to deal with doubt.
And I'll just give you a quote that my mate gave me yesterday. He said, "The
Go for
greatest winner is just a loser that refused to give up." And
Yeah,
that like hit
100%.
like crazy.
For sure. And you know, like on that point, like I'm not here to say don't give up, don't give up, don't give up, because we all fucking hear that. There's 70 motivational videos that will tell you don't give up. I'm telling you, the best chance of your success is you to keep going. Because when you give up, there's no chances. That's it. Like you could do a million things. You could make a bad song. You could lose all your followers. You could go broke. But if you're still trying, you still have a chance of success. But the minute you delete, for example, delete your Instagram, the minute you stop singing, the minute you focus up on other shit, you lose that potential. And I think personally, regret outweighs doubt by fucking miles. So I think really you just need to think about that and think that giving up is not the way out. Giving up is the way
Persistence is
into the
key.
worst part of your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Thanks.
Persistence is key. And like if you've seen like other artists, Ed Sheeran, for example, he used to bask on the streets and stuff like that. He was doing that for years. He was homeless at one stage, and then you see now he's like one of the biggest singers in the world. So it just takes time, it takes persistence, it takes patience, and then everything just works up at the end. If you don't give up, shit will just fall into place for you.
For sure. And
Yeah, for sure.
just so people in the audience can get a little bit more about you, if you were to compare yourself in terms of style to a musician that is already established or whatever, what type of musician are you similar to?
Oof, that's a tough question, actually.
Like any that you've looked up to or anything like that?
So there is a musician located in Melbourne. His name is Peter Cara. He actually went to the same singing school as I do.
Right.
He's got two songs out at the moment. They're both on Triple J on Earth, so go check them out, viewers, if you're out there.
Yeah.
One's called Staying Away From You. The other one's called YTO, like You're the One.
Yep.
But yeah, like he's amazing. Like, yeah.
And any other like famous audiences, like famous artists, like I could say I look up to Gary V, you know what I mean?
So I have a lot like Sam Smith, Tori Kelly, Ariana Grande, unfortunately. Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Travis Scott, Kanye West, just the usual.
I think because like, you know, if people hear like, because obviously we all start somewhere, we all start listening to music and then we start to make music. We started looking at other social media managers, then we started our thing. So kind of knowing who you look up to kind of tells people a bit about how you are.
And DJ Nessa again said, you can't be scared of failure because you turn that into learning how you can grow and improve to gain success. And that's really important because a lot of us, we start something, we fail, and if we don't bounce back from that, then it's just like we're gonna regret it in the future. And the good thing about failure is we can learn from it, just like Vanessa said. Learning through your failures is important because that sets you to succeed in the future. That opens a wider path for you, which you can enter and be more like more confident about. You know what I'm saying?
For
It
sure.
even like
Mm.
lifts up your goals, like
Yeah.
makes you want to have new goals, if that makes sense. So
100%.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think like you have to let your confidence shine a lot more.
Mhm.
Like I think that
Sure.
like people have been in this position in social media where people are so scared to speak about their dreams. You know how many audience we have on who like say, oh, like oh, is it okay if I say this? Like, is it okay if I say I want to help 1 million kids in the world? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of
Yeah.
course it is. Like, it's okay. Like these dreams, they're realistic because people have
Yeah.
done them.
Yeah.
We're so stuck in this idea that just because we're not in the top 1% now that we can't be there later. It's not true. It's not true.
100%. 100%.
And like, if you believe that you're going to be an amazing singer, let the world know. Honestly, let the world know, because the best, like, even like in my opinion, singing is like selling yourself in the same way that we sell packages for our social media. You're selling yourself to your audience, right? And it's like, if you don't believe in your own singing, then how are they going to believe in it? If we don't believe in our own product, how is anyone going to buy it, right? It's like the similar thing. And I think yeah, like confidence, like having that as an attribute, I think you should take that to your advantage. Like, when lockdown ends, for sure, go out, busk on the road, and like post it on TikTok and tell people to go follow you and stuff like that. Like things like that, other people are too scared to do. There are amazing singers, but they're too scared, and they're too scared to let their voice out. So having that, I think, differentiates you from other singers, and you should definitely emphasize on that.
Thanks.
No worries.
And like, are you on any are you like on Spotify, Apple Music? What platforms is your music on?
I don't have music,
Don't
but
have music yet.
I'm
Oh,
hoping
she's
to in
releasing
the
a song.
future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working on a song at the moment.
So the what song are you gonna be singing at the end?
So I'll be singing "The Power of Love" by Gabrielle Aplin.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Me and
Big
Mark will
song.
act like we know that song.
Yeah, I've never heard it before.
Yeah, we're like pretty vanilla R&B pop music, like, but we're learning.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. So are you working right now, like a 9 to 5 or anything like that?
No, more studying actually.
No, saying. So is music your all-in thing? Are you gonna like? Is this really your shit? Like you're going all in on this right now?
Yeah, for sure.
So like, like, does that impact anything that you do? Like, because kind of like you said, no work, no uni. It's like other people from the outside world would be like, what the fuck? Like, you're setting yourself up for failure, right? But then you have like the people who have seen it through and actually know that that's the best thing you can do. Like I was so stuck between quitting uni and going into this, or quitting this and going into uni. Like, it was one of the hardest decisions I've had to make in my life. Even quitting my 9 to 5 was hard. So what inspires you to like go all in? You know how many people are afraid to do this right now that like would help them so much?
It's my passion. Like, I wouldn't do it if I wasn't passionate about it. And like, it's one of the things I want to improve on and hopefully change other people's lives, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. And I think music's really good with that. Like, music is art in itself. And like I said, like those 3 followers that always follow you, always like you, they'll like, they're the humans, right? Like, they're humans. They're gonna be impacted by your music.
Yeah.
Mark, I know you have something to say.
Yeah, like seeing you on social media with the all "Are you okay?" and stuff like that just shows like you're all about your fans as well, which is amazing. Because a lot of singers out there, they make it to a point where they're already there, and then all of a sudden they've forgotten like how they got there. They've forgotten all about the people that were their foundation to making it, and then yeah, that's the thing with a lot of singers like right now as well. But sticking to like having that like foundation and sticking to it, and like just giving back to your fans, whether it's like through social media, asking how they are and all that stuff, is just like, yeah, that's amazing.
It's so important. It's so important. And we'll just address the comments very quickly. Turns out the fans actually do know that song and they really like it. So good song choice.
Yeah.
I'm the odd one out now, me and Mark. And DJ Nessa said she's been passionate about music her whole life. and that she'd love to produce your beat. I can't read the comments. What did she say, Mark?
Oh, she said, if I produce beats, maybe we could collab. So there you go. You got someone to collab
so
with in
you
the
got your first
future.
I'd love to.
Yeah. And you know, we always speak about like all the artists who are within the same frame to collab and like kind of influence each other's audience, because it's so important, you know, and
Yeah,
people
exactly.
shouldn't be afraid of that. So that's amazing.
So how is it like with you and like connecting with other people? Do you go on Instagram, find singers and like just make connections? Because connections are really important in the industry that you're in.
Oh, another hard question. Yeah, I guess like I forgot the question already.
Yeah,
But yeah.
so it's like making connections with people in the same industry. How do you find that? Is that like hard, or do you find people that you can connect with?
Actually, I even asked my followers in like, you know how on Instagram you have that question box?
Question box, yep.
I asked them, oh, what song do you want me to sing today and stuff like that. And
Mm.
like I also did polls of what songs they want me to sing.
That's good. Yeah, and I think like those who thrive the most are those who adapt their music to their consumers. If you don't know what they're not gonna engage with your shit if you do your own shit and they don't like it. Like it's just how it is.
100%.
Especially when the smaller fan base you have, the easier it is to cater to them as well. When you start to get go for it.
Sorry, can I just add that as one of my coaches quotes is uniqueness is power, which is so true, because everyone's different, and if we were all the same, then it would be boring. Like
100%. And so sorry, I went blank, Mark. Go. Sorry, I went blank.
What is
I
that?
had a question and I went blank.
Oh, that happens. That normally happens to me, by the way. Where do you like say in 5 years time? We'll say 5 years time. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I've been waiting for this question, not gonna lie. Like being a successful artist, like having a new fan base, and putting myself out there more often. Maybe having a few singles out.
Yeah.
It's pretty humble. Like I can respect that. And so I just remember my question again. So me and Mark, we're kind of getting to know all these influencers now, right? And a lot of them, like, well, the ones we've had on the show, they're all about the shit they say, right?
Yeah.
I like, have you found it difficult to be authentic with audience? Like, sorry, my phone's going off. My mom's texting me. Have you found it difficult to like connect with other singers because like they sound like they're really friendly or whatever, but then like you go in their DMs and they leave you on red, right? Like, how is it in that like kind of industry if you've kind of gone into your niche and like spoken with people within it?
Well, yeah, that's a good question, because actually I have been requesting and like interested in collabing with other people, but they're like, oh, sorry, I can't, because I'm focusing on my own music, and I respect that completely.
Yeah, of course. But so like you'd say that like it sounds easy from people on the outside, but then like when you're in it, it's not that easy, right?
Exactly, for sure.
Because a lot of people would be thinking like that.
Just addressing Rudy. He said, have you been taking singing lessons?
Yes, I have.
Awesome.
For a few years now.
So not only have you gone all in on your career, but you've invested into yourself as well. Like, Mark, this is our perfect, when we talk about like what people should be doing in their life, we're going to use you as our case study. That's it. Like, this is it.
Exactly. Investing in yourself is really important. Like, a lot of people go into an industry where they think like, oh, I'm just going to do this on my own. I don't need any help, this, that. And they just think like you can just head on straight without getting any like without investing in yourself. And most of the time they end up failing, they end up falling, and they don't get up from it because they don't have that support of all that, like, you know what I mean? And like just invest in yourself as much as you can, because it's all about you at the end of the day. Because if you're not at in the right state, then you're not gonna make it, you know what I mean? But if you're looking after yourself, investing time, investing money, this, that, then obviously like you're gonna get to where you want to be.
All right, let's wrap up this question time and get into your performance. My last question will be, what do you want the fans and everyone watching who's obviously really inspired by you now? What can we look forward to? We know you have a single called Toxic coming out. What else can we be looking forward to? An album?
Well, maybe an EP in the future.
Oh,
So
Mm.
if you add like a guitar to your stuff, it'd add like such a different aspect. Would be very interesting to see.
I've had a guitar and it's been stuck in my wardrobe for the past 3 years. So just
it out.
don't
Next
be
episode.
don't be Mark, don't be me.
Next episode, Mark's coming on with the guitar, and Nikita's gonna be
Well, I'll-
singing. All right, awesome. Were there any other questions, Mark?
Sniper Mike said it was good, but it was a bit laggy. Yeah, I know there was a bit of buffer, but that
Sorry,
is
guys. The
that-
MCG is not the best, you know.
that's how the what do you call it, the
Virtual world works.
exactly the virtual world works. So
Nah, but hopefully you guys were able to appreciate like the voice. Like from our end, it sounded amazing. Probably like internet issues maybe, but yeah, it sounded really good from our end. All right. So we're just coming down to wrapping up this episode. Mark, did you have any?
so guys, please go show some love to Nikita. All her socials are in the comments below. On YouTube, it's gonna be down in the description, so make sure to check her out, show her some love. Get ready for her new song Toxic that's coming out. Nikita, do you have anything else to say before we wrap it up?
Just be yourself and just do it. Whatever you're passionate about, you got this.
That's it. That's it.
Perfect. That's what Hit or Hurts is all about. So let me just wrap up. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out. Thank you, Nikita, for coming. We're live every single night at 8:30 p.m. We have amazing guests like Nikita lined up. Mark dropped a hint if you want to go back and listen to who our next guest is. Thank you so much. Nikita's socials are in the chat. It's been real. 8:30 every single night. See you tomorrow night.